Armadillo is an interesting game that's unknown and somewhat rare, but not expensive. It's in the genre of games that I'm making up here, calling it the turn into a ball genre, together with such games as Shalvo 55 for Game Boy and... well, that's all I can think of. Although, since the main character is an armadillo with a cowboy hat, it makes me think that whoever made Dillon's Rolling Western played this game before. The game is a platformer, of course, and the main feature is being able to turn into a ball and bounce around. What's interesting about it is that when you're in ball mode, it almost feels like the game has some physics programmed into it. There's certainly momentum to the ball, and there are sloped and curved parts of the levels that makes you bounce off in different directions or roll along it smoothly, like a pinball game almost. The drawback is that handling the ball mode takes a long time to get used to. It certainly did for me anyway. You press B to curl up into the ball, and then A to jump. If you hold down A, you bounce higher and higher, and doing this at a standstill is recommended. Otherwise it can lead you to bouncing somewhere you didn't intend, like a hole. You can turn back into normal form at any time, which is actually very useful, because it cancels most of the momentum you had as the ball. However, you can only attack enemies as the ball, and in normal mode you die in one hit, and your walking speed is pretty slow. The game has a few more cool features, like being able to jump off of walls. By touching an apple you become small and can move through small passageways. And you can also pick up items that let you turn into other animals, like a kangaroo that can jump high, or a snail that can walk on walls and ceilings. What's cool too is that when you have these power-ups, you don't have to use them. You can cycle between them and your normal and your ball form by pressing B. And if you take a hit as the kangaroo or snail, you don't die. You just return to your normal armadillo form. The game has world maps similarly to Mario 3, with a boss walking around that you can catch up to without clearing all stages first, which is nice. The two bosses that I got to were both animals attacking with an Uzi. After beating them, the armadillo, named Billy the Shell by the way, Mario 3 style reads a letter addressed to the boss from the villain, I think, and then travels to the next world. In the backgrounds of the stages you sometimes see restaurants and bars. I thought these were just decorations at first, but you can actually stand in front of them, hit up, and you'll go in, where a goat bartender gives you a hint. The stages are not too long, but at the same time pretty complex. It seems whenever I beat a stage I passed by several places where I could see that there is something hidden. It kind of irks me in a way as I play it, but I have to admit it's good for replayability. In another move that apes Mario 3, when you get the game over you have to start from the start of the world with all the levels uncleared. At least there are unlimited continues, even though it does set you back a bit. The game also has a two-player mode in the same vein, alternating between two armadillos of different colors, just like Mario and Luigi. What's a little annoying though is how the game switches between them on the map each time you pass a square, not just levels. And the white squares are nothing, just a space where you go, press A and then go on. Unnecessary. Armadillo certainly is a unique game, with the ball physics, momentum, wall climbing and transformation power-ups. Playing it takes some getting used to because of the physics and momentum. You will face many deaths and parts where you bounce all over the place, and there's also some slowdown. But if you stick with it, you'll have a fun time with this unique and imaginative game.